Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Upon the request of some Muslim brothers, I would like to explain why, as a Muslim, we should be offering our salah, why we should be praying salah 5 times a day. First and foremost, it is a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a Muslim, we are required to observe the commands of Allah Azza wa Jal. Over 700 times in the Quran al-Majid, Allah Azza wa Jal, our Khaliq, our Creator, our Malik, our Owner, our Sustainer, our Provider, our Raziq, the one who is the Rabbul Alameen. He, Azza wa Jal, has commanded us to establish Salah 5 times a day. It's one of the pillars of Islam. When the Prophet ﷺ described who is a mu'min, he said, one who establishes salah. This is one of the qualities of a believer, that he establishes salah. And if we just think about it even logically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Creator, He is the one who has gifted to us this life in which you and me are alive. We are enjoying the infinite blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this life. Some of those blessings and favors we do not even realize that they are blessings and favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until we have been told that they are favors of Allah Azza wa Jal. Each time we inhale, exhale, each time we blink our eyes, we are talking, we are listening, we are looking, we are seeing, we are watching, we are hearing, we are feeling, touching, we are enjoying food and drink, we are enjoying many favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the favors of having a family, the favors of having children, the favors of having an extended family, the ultimate favor of being guided upon Islam, having Iman, the ultimate treasure. These are all God-given gifts from Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says that if you were to try and number the favors of Allah, you would not be able to count them. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. He is the one who has given us this life. Each and every moment in this life, each minute, each hour, each day, week, months, years, decades, an entire life that we live has been given to us, has been bestowed to us, not through our own efforts. Allah Azza wa Jal, He created us and He gave us this without any, not in exchange for anything. He just gifted it to us. He gifted us this life. So this is a wonderful opportunity to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to express and demonstrate our obedience to Him by obeying Him, obeying the command, observing the command of Allah Azza wa Jal when He has said to us, Aqimus Salah, for our benefit. We are going to benefit with this Salah. And if you just think about this, if you just ponder over this, that He is the one who has given us the 24 hours in a day that you and I enjoy, we use for our own benefit. Out of those 24 hours, if we calculate the time it takes to offer our Fajr Salah, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, collectively it will amount to 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and if you include the time it takes to perform your wudu, approximately an hour altogether. And the rest of the 23 hours are for you to enjoy, to do as you like, as long as you do not violate the Sharia. You can do as you wish, but it is better to use that time in studying knowledge, according to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, that you should use that time to study Islamic knowledge, to increase your knowledge. But as I was saying, 1 hour out of the 23 hours that is spaced out throughout the day, the namazes are split throughout the day. If we give that 1 hour, we invest that 1 hour in Salah, then that is something we are going to benefit in the Akhirah. It is in our interest to pray that Salah. He is the one who gave us that time. And if we cannot use that time in His obedience, then what kind of servants of Allah are we? We are His servants. We have surrendered and submitted to Him, not to our desire. What stops us, from praying Salah, from praying the Salah with the congregation, which is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَرْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ, and do ruku with those people who do ruku, meaning with the jama'ah, as our Master sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam has also commanded. From the age of puberty, it has become farz upon us. We are obliged to pray, to offer our salah. And many of us are married. We have become mature men, and we are still, disregarding this command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and paying no attention to it whatsoever. Sometimes we are praying salah, but we are praying it casually. We are not punctual. We are not regular in praying this salah. And it is something that you are going to benefit in your grave. It is going to illuminate your grave. It is going to protect you from punishment. For those people for whom you are not praying your salah because you are socializing with your friends, your family, and you can't be bothered to leave them, you can't take time out to observe the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot leave your bed at the time of Fajr because your desire, the evil inciting desire, wants you to remain in bed. That's not your God. Your God is the one who has commanded you. You are His servant, not the servant of your evil desire who wants you to remain in bed. Observe the command of your Maker, your Creator, and leave the bed. As it's mentioned in the Fajr Adhan, the call to prayer, as-salatu khayrun minan nawm, that's the salah, it is better than sleep. So those people, your friend and family, your social life, the television, the movies that are stopping you from praying salah, they are not going to benefit you in your grave. It is going to be your salah which is going to be a source of illumination in your grave, where there will be nothing but darkness. It will be a source of peace for you and comfort on the sirat. It is your salah which is going to bring you barakah in your life, in your sustenance, and ultimately you will attain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the salah which our Nabi, our Master sallallahu alayhi wasallam said in the hadith that جُعِلَتْ قُرَّةُ عَيْنِي فِي الصَّلَاةِ, that Allah Azza wa Jal has made the salah the coolness of my eyes. That is the coolness of my eyes in salah. So do we not want to provide our Master, whom we love more than everyone? Do we not want to provide Him with coolness to His eyes by being His truthful, obedient devotee? Of course we do. We want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has blessed us, who has favored us with infinite blessings and favors. We should want to do it out of love. But if we do not do it, if we do not pray salah, we are not following the example of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the example of the Sahaba Kiram ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in, the example of the Ahlul Bayt. These people, they sacrificed their life and limb to uphold the Sharia, to observe the Sharia, to comply with the Sharia. We claim to love them, but we oppose them in our actions. What kind of devotees of the Ahlul Bayt are we? Of the Sahaba Kiram are we? Of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam are we? What kind of servants of Allah are we? We should be striving to follow the examples. These servants of Allah would spend their entire night in offering nafli salah. The likes of Sayyiduna Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani, 1000 units, cycles of prayer, optional worship every night. Sayyiduna Imam A'adham Abu Hanifa, 1000 cycles of nafli ibadah, cycles of prayer every night, was done over many years, over decades. This was their love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was optional. They weren't obliged to do this. And if we fail to offer this salah, then as it is mentioned in the Quran, that people, the Muslims, will be asked that مَا لَكُمْ فِي سَقَرٍ, that why did you end up in hell? And they will say, لَمْ نَكُوا مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ, we were not the ones who would pray salah. And a person who misses salah without a valid reason, he has no excuse to miss salah, and that person's name is written on the door of the hellfire. Meaning we have made ourselves mustahiq, deserving of being sent into the hellfire. And that person's grave will be ablaze with the fire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to observe His commands and to always observe His commands by offering our salah regularly, permanently and punctually.